One person I do want to ask about, because I know you adore him, and I've seen your social media. I think you know who I'm going to talk about. And I've met him, by the way, just to brag. Suzuki, a Japanese modern wrestling legend. How did you discover your love for him? I have to ask, because I love him personally, but tell the listeners who may not truly appreciate good wrestling, Suzuki, explain to them what is special about him.
For me, Suzuki is God. He's God. There's no better. I think if someone can make you feel something just by a look, without even having to say a word, and you were genuinely shit scared of someone just by a look, that is a whole new level of psychology. But it's not even that. It's the way he wrestles. It's the way he carries himself in the ring.
And he's so charismatic as well. That's the thing. Like, he's got little cheeky moments.
It's like, yeah, it's just incredible. Like,
he's unique though. It's no one else like him in wrestling.
Like what he does. I mean, there's plenty of people who've come from a catch background and all that, like Hideki Suzuki. There's plenty, like Josh Barnett, even, for example. They've got this
match
catch
between
background.
Josh Barnett, by the way. Have you seen it? Bloodsport.
Oh,
superb.
Absolutely perfect.
Oh, I love it. So you continue, mate. So I'm doing it.
No worries. No, don't worry. I'll be talking about that for half an hour in a minute as well.
Such a good match, honestly. I've seen some of the matches and I was like, I'm not a big fan. I watched that because it's Suzuki and I find it's cool. And I was just about 30 minutes later, I was just like, oh.
Stood up for the applause, like, yes, this is perfect.
It's still real.
This is wrestling.
What is your favourite Suzuki match, then? What is your favourite?
To be honest, there's loads. There's obviously the Josh Barnett one. His early Pancrase stuff with like the likes of Bass Rutin. I know people turn around and go, "Oh, it's a shoot, it's a work," and I really don't give a toss for it. I'm not bothered. Yeah. It's just great to watch. It's an athletic competition, irrespective of whether it's a shoot or a work. It doesn't really matter to me. It's fantastic watching him. There's loads. There's one of his recent ones with Jushin Thunder Liger, the whole storytelling from
the build-up
when
as well.
Jushin Thunder Liger came in.
Yeah, one of his last matches. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, that stemmed from Pancrase, as they had no other opponent for Suzuki. No one would fight him. Yeah. And then Liger went, sack it, I'll step in. And then got, I think it was knee barred or something, like, really early on.
To have
the ball to just step up.
Oh, yeah, for sure, mate. It's not easy. Like, people are like, like CM Punk could do it for 500,000, I'll do that. Go on, then. Start training. Start training.
Like, I love it when people turn around and go, I'd get punched in the face for £1 million. And it's like, okay, stand in front of him then. Stand in front of him and get punched in the face, see what happens.
I hate when
you're gonna need a lot of that £1 million.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, okay, right. Yeah. The internet allows people to, like, everything's fine until you get hit in the face, as Mike Tyson says. Everyone's got a plan. Yeah, exactly. That's the one.
Exactly.
Butchered that famous quote. Sorry, any Mike Tyson fans, do apologise. No, wait, hold on. Who is the violent gentleman, Tommy Jackson?
I think that's a better way to sort of start it. Tommy Jackson is someone who is the polar opposite of who I am as a person. I am the friendliest guy you will ever meet. I'll talk with anyone. I am a jokester. I don't take anything serious whatsoever. Tommy Jackson is a mean, horrible bastard. That's the only thing I can sort of say. He has an idea of the way that the world and pro wrestling should be. He will hurt you in so many different ways that you can think of. He's just an overall, just a nasty bastard.
So that is who the violent gentleman, Tommy Jackson, is. Because I'll be honest, mate. I'll be honest. When because I think when I uploaded the episode with Brian and I saw you retweeted it and quoted it and gave me a compliment, and I looked at your profile, I was like, he looks like he'd fuck me up. And he actually turned out to be a really nice guy. So I think I've just smashed kayfabe a little bit, but no, that's cool, man.
Oh, that's fine.
No, that's cool.
You smash some kayfabe right
I
now.
was just like, he's actually really cool. He's like, oh man, everyone up north's great. We're all miserable down the south, honestly. We're just fucking depressed.
Thanks, Sam.
For the southern listeners, I still love you guys, but it's true. The northerners are happier. Despite what we call them, dirty northern bastards, that is not true. Anyway, back to James Reed. Sorry, back to James Reed. One, are you looking forward to wrestling for TNT Extreme?
I think, yeah. It's well. I have to thank Jay Apter for giving me the opportunity. I think, you know, it's such an exciting opportunity for myself. You know, being still relatively new to the business and, you know, developing this character of Tommy Jackson. Because again, like when I initially started, this violent gentleman thing wasn't even in my thought line. This character developed from something my wife suggested. So this was sort of mid-lockdown. I was sat at home and I was even thinking about, do I go back? You know, am I going to want to go back when this is all over? And again, it was my wife suggested going down the route of a particular way. Again, I won't get into it because this was bare bones. But it developed into something that, you know, I can really get my teeth into and become the person I am. And, you know, with the vignettes and putting together the faction that I've got now, and it's give it a whole world, its own world, you know, its own story. You know what you're going to get from Tommy Jackson. And as I say, being able to bring that to life on such a big stage quite early on in my career, I mean, wow, you know, I've got to grasp it with both hands. And you know, if this goes well, this could take me to places that I couldn't even dream of. You know, even TNT is a place that I couldn't even dream of 6 months ago. You know, even 6 weeks ago. You know, TNT wasn't even in my sightlines. I was hoping to build this up, you know, through Wrestle Island. And that's not a knock on Wrestle Island because I can't wait to get there. But TNT is another level, I think.
They have so much buzz at the moment with the talent that they, well, not so much bring in before the pandemic, but they still have the talent after the pandemic, and that, you know, that says a lot. Obviously, I've heard a lot about them, and I do want to go watch TNT. I'm not afraid to go up north, by the way. Actually, went to Liverpool last year. Really
For me, I've been to a lot of different places, but Liverpool for me is still the best city. I love it. There isn't a better city for me.
I mean, I wouldn't go that
but
far.
Again, I will do that. London's too expensive. But I think, as I say, with TNT and the opportunity I got there, I think if me and James, because we're such a styles clash, mind the pun, it's going to make for a very interesting match. And I think a lot of people who have yet to see what I can give, and also what James can give, I think, you know, they're in for a pleasant surprise of, you know, depending on how much time we have, could be a very, very interesting match. So I'm very, very excited for
that. And the Lord will smite the unholy when the great judgment comes. And judgment is coming, my friends. Judgment is coming to this wicked city. And your wickedness and your fornication will be revealed. You cannot hide from the Creator. You cannot hide from the Almighty Himself. The Creator sees all. You cannot hide from the true and living God. The Creator sees all. This is the violent gentleman society.
If you show some of the listeners, because this is all filmed as well, the tattoos, they do catch an eye. Not the foot one, please.
Definitely not the foot one.
So what's the mean on the? Sorry, got to get the right way. Left side. Is that just having a look at the skull?
Left. So that's Alexis on Fire. It's basically all music that I've been into since I was a kid. It's like Deftones, Radiohead. It's a microphone with roses on it, and Queens of the Stone Age, and like up here is Biffy Clyro and all sorts of other stuff around here. There's a light bulb with a pirate hat on as well, smoking a cig. Or no, that's that one there. There's all sorts of random stuff on it.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
But yeah, it's just, I think that one's, they're all, everything I've got's personal to me, tattoo wise. So this is more like to remember how old I get. I can still be a kid as well.
Yeah.
Just to remember to keep my feet on the ground a little bit as well, and not forget where I've come from.
That's what I'm like that.
This one is all family related. So each of the angels have got a symbolic to my grandparents and my great grandma, and then I've got Our Lady of Guadalupe. Not that I'm religious, but there's like a protector. So they've protected me throughout my life, and then I want hopefully someone to be able to look after them. Yeah,
no, I love that, man. That's awesome. I think that's one of the things that caught my attention about you. Just like the tattoos as well. I think he's got quite a cool look, you know. I'm quite glad as well. Like you got like music ones. I've got quite nerd. I've got like Pokemon tattoo there.
Yes.
Like Wally and Mario, and then a monkey and a phone. So.
Nice, I like it.
That was quite a random one, but I think that's just sort of it basically shows off who I am, because I am very random, as you've probably discovered in the last 40 minutes or so. But we've had a good conversation. I'm going to wrap it up. I want to talk about your debut. I want to ask you, when did you actually make your debut? Because I know you said about World of Worlds tour, and I think I was on that tour as well. Not wrestling, obviously. When I went to London one, and I think it was like Young Bucks, Briscoes, Osprey, and a few others. It was a really good show.
Yes.
So it could have been that long ago. So when did you make your debut?
It would have been about 2019. I think it was 2018, 2019. Yeah, that was a rough debut. That
Really?
It came out.
I want to hear, man.
I had no gear. I had to go to Sports Direct and get myself some black swimming trunks. I had to dig out my old kick pads. I recently bought some knee pads from Amazon for about a tenner. And I thought, right, well, you know what? This sleeve at the time wasn't finished. So I was like, I need to get something to cover it, because I don't want like patchy artwork on my arm. Because I'm a big fan of like just get it done. It hurts, obviously. Getting tattooed sucks, irrespective. But
once it's done, it's great. But when like I can imagine you probably look at my arm and be like, oh, there's a bit of gap there. Oh, that.
Yeah, I'm like, no, block it all out. If it doesn't make like, there's obviously bits of gaps in this one, but it's purposely designed.
It makes sense, yeah.
Like pretty much all covered, so it's like, no, just cover it all up. I'm fine with it. So yeah, it was patchy, and I was like, right, I'll just get this sleeve. So I had like pretty much like black gear with this red sleeve. So it looked like similar, like, because I mean, I had a little bit of hair at that time as well, which unfortunately is withered away with time. So I had like it was like a short back and side, but like a bit long on top. So it's like Finn Balor-esque vibes. So I was like, all right, I'll just roll with it and see what happens. Next minute, I'm walking out, making the entrance. I've got this cool Japanese metal music. I'm like, yeah, I've got something going on here. Get a bit of a good response, and this kid sticks his arm out, high five him, and his mate next to him went, he looks like a fat Finn Balor.
Oh, game over.
Wind just out of my sails. I'm going home. Balls to this.
That's brutal.
So yeah, ever since then, I've been like, right. I need to change this get up quick.
Man, kids can be so fucking cruel, but very clever as well, their insults.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I can't even be mad. Like, I mean, if you look at it on the face of it, I am a fat Finn Balor. Let's be completely honest. So, yeah. That hair got shaved and then it never grew back properly. And I was like, oh, I'm just getting
Never
rid of
watched the Finn Balor match ever again.
Never. Take over London, not watching it. Refuse.
I want you to pick your 5-a-side Everton squad of all time.
Okay.
Past and present.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it's not going to be many present. Maybe a Wobie?
Again, no disrespect to Alex, but unfortunately, he wouldn't make it in the top 50.
One of the best bits of transfer, by the way, Arsenal did get 40 million from that fucker. But we're still going to struggle.
Right. So
let's start off with the goalkeeper.
It's tough for 5-a-side. I think in goalkeeper, I think I'm going to have to say Tim Howard. Oh, no, Neville Southall. I'm going to say Neville Southall.
Fair play.
I think as far as like goalkeeper, he was very underrated.
Yeah.
He was, even for his size towards the last stages of his career when he moved on to Bradford and places like that, he was still an absolute machine in goal. He was a cat. He might have been sort of 20 stone, but he was jumping around. Again, he's one of those guys that was so agile and hitting the top corner. He was just swatting them away. So I'd say Neville Southall, yeah.
Wicked. So we got the goalkeeper sorted. 2 defenders, or it's up to you if you want to go 2 defenders, or you can go for 3 midfielders.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go 1 defender, 2 midfielders, and attacker.
Go for it.
So my defender would be Leighton Baines.
Good answer. Underrated player.
Yeah, very underrated. Purely because of how good he was. I think, I could have picked the centre half, and that there's loads that, even now I've got high hopes for Ben Godfrey, and he's going to be definitely the future.
He's coming along quite nice for Ben Godfrey. I wonder about Arsenal.
Oh, he's a great little player. But yeah, I think just as far as like longevity and his commitment to the club, he had an opportunities to go to United a couple of times. And,
yeah, he was them a
lot. But yeah, I'm going to say Leighton Baines.
Nice. And 2 midfielders.
2 midfielders. Played together in the same team. And again, this was a team that I sort of grew up with. One of them is going to be Tim Cahill, just purely because
I really liked him, man.
Yeah, great player. He wasn't the classy player. He wasn't someone that was going to play a 30-yard pass, but he could out-jump anyone.
Mm-hmm.
He got the name Skippy for obviously the Australian leagues, but just purely because of how high he could jump. He was great in the air, and if he was in the box and there was a cross coming in, 9 times out of 10 he was on the end of it.
Didn't take shit either.
No, that's it. And this was when Duncan Ferguson was on the pitch. He was out jumping Duncan Ferguson 9 times out of 10. But the other midfielder, who to this day, and you're probably going to disagree with me here,
Phil Neville.
No.
He wasn't that bad at you. He thought he was all right.
Oh, he was great. But for me, he was one of the best midfielders I've ever seen live, and it's Mikel Popper.
He was quality forever. And when he came to Arsenal, despite not being that young, I was still happy to have him. But I really like Arsenal as a player.
Again, like my favourite player of all time is Zidane. I just love the way he just floated around the pitch. And I'm not saying Arteta was the same level as Zidane.
You will get some in the comments right now just for this statement.
Yeah, I know. But Arteta was the closest thing in the sense of the way when he got the ball, he seemed to glide with it, and he didn't overcomplicate his play. He played a nice little 4 or 5 yard pass and move on and do his job, and he kept the ball rolling and moving. And he scored some really important goals for us. And
He was a leader as well.
He was just yeah, he was a solid midfielder, and as I say, I think Kale and Arteta, I'd have them as my midfield.
Quite like this team so far, to be fair. I don't for Evan. Let's go with the last two, and that's we need 2 strikers. Pick.
I'm gonna say
Marcus Bent.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Lukaku.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think I have to. Again, another player that I felt his need to move on was the right time for him. He could have done it a little bit classier, but again,
that's football. I think going back to what we said at the beginning, that's football this day and age. Like, there's no loyalty.
It's football. It's the thing for me is that if a rival company, in the industry that you work in, came to you, offered you double the money, double the bonuses, awards, all these things, you wouldn't say no. Yeah, you go, wouldn't you? The job is exactly
sell my soul like that.
Yeah, exactly. The job's exactly the same as what you're doing right now, but you're getting double the money, double the opportunities.
Yeah.
That's they're human beings, and they've got to do
but it could have been any other club, but but yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. And then his partner,
Duncan Ferguson.
I was going to say Rooney, but it's for what he did for Manchester United, you could argue and say
if we did like the Prem, like 5-a-side, then I'd understand that. But I thought this is your team. You can choose whoever you want. But I'm annoying. I like to.
I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna say, and it's probably gonna surprise you people because he only stayed for 1 season, and you're not gonna like this. Gary Lineker.
Tosser. Big head prick.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm not joking, Lineker. I love you. I love Walkers to this day.
We all love Walkers. I think, as I say, it was slightly before. You know what? In fact, no, Lineker and his crisps can fuck up. I'm going to say Duncan Ferguson. Duncan Ferguson, I think, just purely because of the legend that he is. And again, he wasn't someone who was going to get you 30 goals a season, but I would like to play against him.
No, I like squad. So we've got Southall, Baines, Arteta, Cahill, Lukaku, and Ferguson. So I just count 6 then. I really am from Essex. Sorry. Sorry, man.
And the Lord will smite the unholy when the great judgment comes. And judgment is coming, my friends. Judgment is coming to this wicked city. And your wickedness and your fornication will be revealed. You cannot hide from the Creator. You cannot hide from the Almighty Himself. The Creator sees all. You cannot hide from the true and living God. The Creator sees all. This is the Violent Gentleman Society.